Aloha, everyone. Welcome to the Coconut Wireless. It is Tuesday, November 25th, 2 days before Thanksgiving. What's up, Uncle Charlie? Nice
Hey,
shirt.
how are you, Mel?
That is a nice shirt, man. That,
Hey,
that is a
thanks,
nice
man.
shirt. I love that. I love that. Hey, I really like that bumper sticker, man. I
Well,
like it.
it's meant to be put on a truck, and some people have called me a truck in the past, so hey, why not wear it?
Oh, well, thank you for joining us, everybody. I know it's Tuesday. Thursday is Thanksgiving, so we just wanted to chat with you guys and wish you guys all a very happy Thanksgiving because obviously we will not be on live on Thursday night. We just hope you all have a happy Thanksgiving. And as the slide says, grateful today, blessed every day. Wishing you a beautiful Thanksgiving filled with joy and love.
Yes,
One of my favorite times of year, Charlie. There's the lovely wife.
yes. Hello, Patsy.
Yeah. So and Patty, Patsy and Patty. Happy Thanksgiving, Patty. Thank you for joining us. One of the original villagers from long time ago. Charlie. That's
Long
kind of
ago.
wanted to talk a little bit about the village, about the Mel and Charlie show, and hello, Jane. Another one of the originals. Awesome, awesome. My Auntie Mary, another original. They're all coming back tonight, Charlie, to special Thanksgiving show. I'm not sure where you're at, Auntie Mary. Probably somewhere on a ship somewhere around the world. But good for you, and I hope you guys are all having a wonderful Tuesday evening. But I was chatting with a friend this morning, and we were talking about Thanksgiving, and I said, Charlie, we started the Mel and Charlie show. What is it? 5 years now? I don't know, but it's a long time. And I was looking, about 800 shows, Charlie. For those of you that don't know, we were doing this thing 7 nights a week for over 2 years.
Mhm.
It was just something that we were doing, and but we got to see inside the lives of so many of you, even though we've never met personally. Charlie, we've made so many friends on this show over the years. And again, never met. We met some of them though. We did meet some of them, but
Yes,
we got to see and hear from people that were struggling during COVID, during the pandemic. They were uncertain of what was going on, and I think for me anyway, Charlie, it mellowed me out. It really. How's that smirk? What is that smirk,
no,
Charlie? I'm a lot more
I
mellow
I
today than I was
agree. I
then.
agree 100% because, like you, when we first started, it was. I mean, I hate to put it this way because I lost my brother because of COVID, and a lot of people lost their lives. But it came in the beginning like a novelty because we were able to come on air and really be a hometown celebrity type deal, right? But then as time went by, that's when it started to kick in and started to tug at my heart that there is a purpose, there is a reason why we're doing it. There's not enough information out there. Can we get that information? And we slowly started to pick and dissect what we brought on to share with the folks because remember at the same time there were a lot of those naysayers who were negative. They said, that's just not a cold, this and that. I said, well, then tell me why the Department of Health is so worried. Tell me why places are worried that people are falling off the face of the earth because they were dying from the darn thing. I said, so this wasn't like your ordinary cold.
Yeah. I
But I
mean,
guess the way
go
the
ahead.
way it
Go
was
ahead.
being handled by the government, I think a lot of people, uh, felt that it was an intrusion, and they have their own opinions to that. I personally felt because when I lost my brother and I got affected by COVID 3 times, not once, but 3 times. And brother, I can tell you right now, I still have a lack of smell. I mean, I can smell very little. My taste buds are all shot. But nonetheless, it, I mean, there's nothing I can do. It erased a certain part of me. But I'm glad that we stayed on the air and we pushed through. We pushed through.
Yeah, again, and not trying to toot our own horn because we just looked at it as an opportunity to remember we said inform and educate. That was our theme, was to inform and educate, and then it became a job, right? We couldn't stop because too many people were relying on the information, and not Mel and Charlie, but it was too many people were tuning in, as Danielle said. And Danielle, thank you for this. This just makes my heart so warm. I remember way back to 2020 and watching, and all the people that you had on. It was always so rewarding at some of the hardest days to watch you both. And I think that is what kept us going, because so many people relied on that information and they simply weren't getting it. So, first of all, Charlie, I want to thank you for being there the whole time, and then to thank the village. Just to thank the village that allowed us in their living rooms and bedrooms every single night. So that's what tonight is about. It's just gratitude to all of you out there in the village, and what a journey it has been. And yeah, we are now once a week. Usually, sometimes the schedules don't work out, but we try to get on and just have some fun. The guests you had on really enhanced our knowledge of COVID and gave us a community. Yes, the village. That's how the village got started. Remember?
Hmm.
I wonder all the time what happened to the millions we lost in those trailers set up outside of hospitals. Yeah, yeah. And again, it became very personal because Charlie's brother was the first one, I think, that really hit home. We knew a lot of people were losing the battle with COVID. But when Charlie's brother got sick, and that roller coaster it became very personal, I think, to all of us. And then we heard about the other stories from our villagers and their families, and all of a sudden it was real. I still get flack. I still get silly messages telling me that I gotta retract what I said. I need to, me and Charlie, you and Charlie better retract what you guys said. I'm not retracting anything. I mean, I think what we said was based on the science, and that's what we did. So,
You know what is funny, brother? Those people who send those kind of messages to you, they should be lucky they're alive
yeah,
to even bring that thought to the forefront. Because what about those whose voices are silent because they didn't make it because of this?
yeah,
We're sort of like that voices for them. And you remember at one point, it was getting so contentious that we said, hey, I'm not telling you to take the vaccine. I'm telling you it's there if you want it. But hey, if you want to roll the dice, and if you wanna play that risky game, then fine, by all means. I wasn't about to play that game.
no, no, hell no.
And a lot of people weren't about to play that game either. So
Happy Thanksgiving, Peggy. Welcome, and thank you for
yes,
joining us tonight.
thank you.
Of course, it. Oh, hold on. There we go. Of course, it was what got a lot of. It was what got a lot through the days. Uncle Charlie and his Milky Ways Snickers. It was Snickers, Danielle. It was Snickers.
I'm sorry, but
Oh God, here we go. Jeez. Yeah. Some things never change. Some things never. 3 years. Oh, 5 years later, and he's still cracking the Snickers. Carmona, happy Thanksgiving, my man. Happy
yes,
Thanksgiving, my man. Amen. Both my sisters got COVID. The one who took the vaccine has had it several times, but I think the virus is still in her system. Yeah, I like Charlie. I have my taste. I have my smell, but I haven't felt the same since I got the first COVID for the first time, which was the worst one. And then I got it 2 times after that, which was very, very mild. Very, very mild. Chris, aloha. Awesome. Oh, and Charlie, look who's here.
Oh, this is my sweetheart. Yep.
My
There she is.
goodness. One of the originals. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Yeah,
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 baby.
look. Yep. See? Look what I get. Yeah.
I also got Reese's peanut butter cups.
Stop it. That's my favorite. You know that. I have an apple.
You know, I would like to say that I want to take this opportunity and wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. You know, we have so much to be thankful for. You know, we talk about COVID. I can taste sweet things, and surprisingly, and that's why it's very dangerous. You know, I was always known, the kid says, "Oh, Dad, can you make us your beef stew?" I get a little afraid because I cannot taste salty stuff. And last time I made it, oh man, it was like it was drinking part of the Pacific Ocean. It was so salty, but I just could not tell. So that's why good thing the wife is next to me, and I gotta just temper it as we go along because I cannot taste. But
Well,
I'd like to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving because, and I want to share this story if I may, Mel.
of course, of course.
This past week, you know, we have such a huge houseless population that's around the airport. Huge. And the last thing that I would ever want to do is add another number that becomes a statistic to that community. Okay. And so one of our workers, and I had two of my watch commanders with me, and she sounded a little distraught on the radio. And usually I don't leave my office, but I said, hey, if my employees sound kind of worried, something's up. So we walked over and we went to that area right in front of the TSA checkpoint. And lo and behold, there's this very clean male traveler and his bag. And apparently he came to Kauai about prior to this meeting, about 9 days prior to for a job opportunity. And it didn't work out. And he used everything he had to come here and he had no way of going back. So, you know, we looked at all the different measures in trying to help him to send him back. All he wanted to do was to get back to California, especially Thanksgiving coming up. And yet you could tell it was very hard for him to even ask. I mean, just a few words, he started to cry. He says, I am not like this. I don't like asking for handouts. I just don't. And I said, but how are you going to go back? And, you know, I called up Mrs. Iona and I said, honey, you know, we can't take this to heaven with us, right? She goes, yeah, you can. I said, baby, I have a gentleman here. And, you know, if he's duping me, then shame on him. That's the way I looked at it. So I took him over to Southwest. And they were kind of looking at me stunned because they seen this guy sitting there. And I said, this gentleman doesn't have money to get back home. He wants to get back home. Um, he had just undergone got a divorce from the story that was given to us. And I said, what's the next flight? And they said the flight is at four something, but it connects to Honolulu. Then he has to stay overnight at the Honolulu airport, and he doesn't fly out to 9 a.m. the next morning. I said, give me a ticket, and I don't care how much it costs. So I saw the surprised look on my watch commander's face when they saw me bringing out my credit card. And he said, boss, what you doing? I says, I'm going to pay for this guy to go back because I refuse to allow him to be another statistic on this island with no help. He's just going to be floating around, and who knows what could happen. And I didn't want to be, I just didn't want to be part of that. I wanted to be a solution. Now, some of you may agree with me, and some of you may disagree with me, but nonetheless, it was a choice that I made. So I bought the guy his ticket, and he was just so grateful. The thing that I was worried about is he had no cash on him to feed himself at the airport, but he said, "Sir, I'll make it. I'll just I'll just find a nice place just to hunker down until the next morning." I said, "Negative. You're gonna be hungry because it's only 4 o'clock the day before, and you gotta wait till 9 the next morning." No. So I reached into my pocket and I gave him $100 bill, and I said, "Just buy yourself something nice and comfortable, and just buy yourself a good meal. And if I get to see you one day, I'll be here. And if I don't get to see you, happy Thanksgiving." And
Awesome,
so,
man. Yeah, that
it
is
still touches me
just
to the point because we don't have to be in those kind of positions. But if you're in a position to help, why not help?
yeah.
I mean, get a lot of comments floating back and forth. Oh, and I don't like. I'm not going to fault you for being that way. But you know what? I really believe in being solution oriented. I can bring a lot of problems to the table, but we need solutions. And we don't need to be adding more people onto the houseless list.
Yeah.
We need to find some kind of solution.
Well,
So
thank you
that's
for doing
my
that, Charlie. Thank you for doing that. That is like amazing. That is like incredible. That's just awesome. Thank you for doing that, man.
you welcome.
That's just incredible. Oh man, that yeah. Well, that person is a very lucky person because he's gonna be home for Thanksgiving and he's gonna awesome. Thank you. Let's see. How can a man with this much compassion not be elected to the council? Let's get it done for the people of Kauai. Yeah, we just picked up where we left off, man.
Oh
We
boy,
just see.
I just
Look at it.
walked
Look
into
at that.
that one.
Look at that. Look, my future mayor of Kauai friend and future Kauai County Council member friend. That is like incredible. I'm not making this stuff up, Charlie. This is what's coming in, man. Hey, my brother Brian. Hey, Brian. I hope you're doing well, man. You had a huge prayer circle going on for you, bro. But yeah, we need more people like you. Angel status. Yeah, that is a direct flight to heaven. That is a direct flight to heaven. And we all, again, we all, especially in this time of year, because there's a lot of people struggling. There's a lot of people, and there's many opportunities. We had Lieutenant Jose Gonzalez from the Salvation Army on our show last week. He shared with some opportunities. So if you can, yeah, go help somebody, man. Just go help somebody. That is life changing. What happened to that man? It's crazy.
And I want to let everybody know, it's not the amount of how much the ticket costs. That's not it at all. He had his birth certificate, he had his driver's license. It was all a matter of getting a seat and resting up for that flight back home. Because you could see in his face that he was energized just to get back home because he could do more. I asked him, "Is this your first time to Kauai?" He goes, "Yeah." And that's how he started to open up about why he came. It was a job opportunity. And nothing's for guaranteed. And you could just tell that, he felt like he failed again. He failed in his marriage, he failed on this home front. And I just kept on telling him, "You didn't fail." So sometimes we get dealt bad cards. But hey, I'm glad I'm alive. I'm glad I'm standing. I'm not in a horizontal position. I'm standing. I'm vertical right now. So if I can help you, trust me, pal, I'm gonna help.
Yeah,
And
good
so,
stuff.
I encourage everybody out there, and I don't mean for you to go into debt to help somebody, but if you got that extra few bucks that can take somebody over that hump in this time of year, especially during the holiday season when they have nobody, you'd be surprised. I mean, I'm a grown man, and I cried when he hugged me because all he kept on saying is, "Brother, thank you so much. I don't know where I would have. I don't know where I was going to get the money from. I would have done anything to do anything for anyone to help me just so I could buy a ticket." And I said, "You know what? You preserve your dignity. You stay strong because I'm getting that ticket for you. That's all you got to do in this time of giving. Just let the person keep their dignity because I tell you right now, people are not born on earth just to go out and grab things from other people. You know, there are some that legitimately fell on hard times, and the last thing they want to do is ask for any handouts. I can assure you of that.
Yeah, God is an interesting cat. He puts people in the right place at the right time, and that is all God's work, and
Yeah.
it's just beautiful. And look, and Susan, you're so correct. God gonna bless you tenfold. That's kind of how it works. That's kind of how it works. Man,
Well,
what a
I got
blessing.
blessed today. I got blessed yesterday as I'm helping some other folks at the baggage claim. Guess who comes walking through the door? My son, my daughter-in-law, and my granddaughter, who I haven't seen in a while. And they surprised me at the airport. And they
Nice.
said, Papa, we're going to spend Thanksgiving together. You're coming, right? And so, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. Be with my children here.
Awesome. Yeah, I was on FaceTime this morning with my youngest grandson. My dad is on. Aloha to all Hawaii people, wishing all a. That ran away way too fast. Mel and Charlie, thank you for all you're doing. Keep up the good work, and can't forget about the great people. And I will visit Kauai to greet the new mayor. Love you guys. I hope he's talking about me. I hope he's
Yes,
talking about me.
yes.
Melissa says we are in respiratory season. Coming from the respiratory therapist expert, please take care of yourselves and be safe. Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. Charlie, also, I want to great job on the fundraiser, Mel, Patsy, Charlie, Steph, and your super supporters. Thank you, Charlie. Guys played music for our fundraiser on Saturday at the Kilohana Luau Hut, and yes, yes, yes. What a huge success, and very excited about the turnout. And somebody called me today and said, "Oh, Mel, I heard someone told me that you had 400 people at your fundraiser." The guy that called me was at the fundraiser, and he told the guy that told him, "Try double that." But Charlie guys played music to close it up, and he kept that. They were so good. They just kept everybody there. Mahalo to Fingers, Raposo, and Butter DeFreeze for opening up, and of course Waipulani
Loris?
Flores, who was our MC, and it was just an awesome night, and we were very successful. And thank you, Charlie,
Hey,
and thank you for everybody that bought a ticket, made a donation, stopped by, or just sent me a text or an email or a message with well wishes. Mahalo to all you guys. That was awesome.
there were, brother, there's also two people that I saw that, and I should have recognized them when I was standing behind the mic. And one was a council member, your cohort on the council, Felicia Cowden. She stopped by, as well as Dee Morikawa and her husband Ken,
Hmm.
and they stopped by, and I was so happy to see that. And I know there's others, but there was just so many people moving around, coming and going. I mean, there was so much poo-poos on the front end, not knowing that that was just the poo-poos. And then the back end had all the chili. And by the end of the night, it all went. The only thing you had left over was the Maui salsa.
Yeah, we had so much of that. We had so much of that. But yeah, we counted the bowls. You know how many bowls went out, Charlie? Bowls
How
of
much?
chili. By the way, mahalo to Uncle's Kitchen in Hanapepe, Manny Cabral
Manny
and his
Cabo.
wife. They cooked all the chili for us, and yeah,
Billy DeCosta provided the smoked meat.
yep. Oh, Councilmember
Barry
Cooley
Broon,
was also there. Councilmember Cooley was also there too.
yes. And Barry Broon provided
There,
the poke, and I
there,
mean
there
the list goes
was,
on and on. You
yeah, it
you had
was,
so much support. It
yeah.
was over the top.
Yeah, we had about 800. It's your wife said, "Mel, 800, and I was like, "No, maybe 650 or maybe 700." But over 800 tubs of chili went out.
Yep.
Over 800 bowls of chili. So that was a really good number. But Chris says, my spelling is junk without my glasses. I might be blind to the screen, but not blind to the goodness of these men who served it. Mayor Raposo and council member, maybe chairman, Iona. Chris is gonna be our he's gonna help us cross the finish line. Thank you, Dad. Love you, man. Thank you, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you. I'm trying to catch up on all the comments, Charlie. Susan, happy Thanksgiving. Brian Ingalls, long time no see. Brian Ingalls,
Yes,
another
I
one of the original, the villagers. Villagers. Aloha, my man. Kumu, Troy, Allen, Hinano, Lazaro. Aloha from Oregon. My God, we got the international audience tonight. We Did you share the horrible joke you played on me? So rotten. No, I did not share the joke, Tammy. I did not share the joke. But thank you. Tammy was there, man, in force, and
Yep.
what a big supporter. Awesome. You guys are
I
all.
also like to say thank you to your volunteers that worked the
Oh,
line, the parking lot, because there were so many cars there. I mean, just to have it coordinated from the time they entered, there were no accidents reported. Everybody was parked correctly, but it took a team and well coordination. So Bart and his team, they did a bang up job on the parking. I've, I mean, I've had a few, parking assignments before, but that was a very large scale, and especially when you have an ingress and egress that's tight like that, they did a fantastic job. So I like to send a shout out to them. Yeah.
yeah, right on, right on. Yeah, we just had, I was just, that was the first time I did in all my years, that's the first time we did a fundraiser that big. And I was very hesitant, but I was assured that we would fill them up. And yeah, so I'm extremely blessed and thankful.
And
Danielle, she has to go to work. So thank you for tuning in. You can watch the rest of it on the replay on YouTube. Go to my YouTube channel and you can check it out.
yeah, I also like to say thank you to the staff and management, Fred Atkins and Ray over at Kilohana,
Yeah.
Gaylords. Just overall, I mean, sometimes it's obvious when there's a misstep. Things will happen and you will see it and you will hear it. But that whole night, because usually I get involved in those kind of things knowing that I'm going to play music, right? That whole night, I never heard one bad thing happen. That's why going on stage, it was like a relief knowing that, well, Mrs. Iona and the team on the floor has it down pat. I got to go up there and do my thing. And, I spoke to Darren and John Mahi, and I want to thank them for, putting out their talents as well, both Big Island boys. But they're part of the group that I founded with the late Rocky Paul way back in early 2000, or when we first moved here anyway, Vailoa. And I said, whatever we do, let's give them good music, let's play the crowd, let's have fun with the crowd, but more so let's hold them to the very end. And when we saw the amount of people holding hands doing Hawaii Aloha when we closed out the evening,
Oh, yeah.
it was a chicken skin moment. Chicken skin.
Yeah, definitely. My favorite event I've ever done as far as the campaign is concerned, and we're looking at probably doing another one in March. But it was just good to see so many people, and like I said when I went up and spoke, they didn't just buy a ticket; they joined the movement, they joined a campaign, they joined this journey to take Kauai in the right place. So, yeah, thanks to everybody that made it possible. And we competed with two championship football games. We competed with a lot of events. So I am beyond happy with the turnout. I mean, if any
Well,
more people came, we would have run out of food. If any
I'll
more
put it
people came,
this
we would have
way.
run out of food.
You had guys coming straight from the football game. Garrett
In
Aguilera,
Hanapepe,
was in
yeah. Yeah, right after the game in Hanapepe, drove all the way to
yeah.
that is some loyal troops, man. That is some. I'm a blessed man, and that's why, Charlie, I wanted to do this tonight to, again, guys, from Uncle Charlie and myself and the Coconut Wireless and Mel and Charlie Show, all of these, happy Thanksgiving, y'all. We are all lucky people to be alive, and And we're grateful, and the gift of gratitude, Charlie. Like your story that you just shared a little while ago, that gift, the gift of gratitude, is so warm. And if you're in a position to help someone, let's do it.
Yeah.
Lihui Airport's sacrifice of Uncle Charlie's election is all of Kauai's gain. The dynamic duo of Mel is married. Uncle Charlie's, I gotta put him back up. Uncle Charlie's formal announcement will be a day to rejoice. I know Mel will be smiling ear to ear. Yeah. Charlie, you know how many people came up to me after last show and said, and then my brother is like, hey man. Yeah, you know how many people come and say, "Bah, I heard Uncle Charlie had announced he would run for council on your show last night."
No, I had to correct so many people because I said I didn't announce, but I know Mel and Chris will announce.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Because most of us, see, when we were during the pandemic, we had like 1,000 or 1,200 live viewers every night, but everybody now they watch the replay. So when we we'll have, like, right now we get, like, I don't know what we get on here. We get like 40 people on right now. But before I go sleep tonight, going to have like 1,100 views. So everybody now watching the replay, and they cannot ask, Charlie, is this true? They cannot, because we're not on live. So now that's why this is the Coconut Wireless, because the next morning they're telling everybody, "Bro, Uncle Charlie had announced he could run for council," and it just poof spread, bam. So and Chris is the man. Chris is gonna make it happen. I understand Chris is gonna fly to Kauai. He's gonna open up your headquarters, and he's gonna start walking house to house for you, Charlie. That's what I hear anyway.
Well, my headquarters will be located in Waimea. It's located on the tallest tree, and it looks like a tree house.
uh,
You know,
okay.
I also like to share, and it's very hard, but I want to share another story. I was approached by a longtime Waimea woman and her husband, and you may know them, but he at one time was in leadership with the Kauai Police Department. And we have an individual, that the poor child, and he's only a child, but everybody knows him in Waimea. And he sleeps on the ground and whatnot, and so it breaks my heart to see that. But every time I see him, I always have to start. I go, "Hey, are you off the drugs?" He go, "Uncle, I'm not on drugs. It's just I'm hungry." I go, "I know you're hungry, but because sometimes I see you acting kind of swear. How you feeling right now?" And she saw me reaching in my pocket and giving him like about $60, and I says, "I don't want you to use it to buy anything harmful that gonna hurt your body. Do me a favor. You need to put some food on your bones, because from the last time I saw you to now, your weight, you lost so much weight." Folks, and this doesn't only apply to Waimea. It applies to Kekaha, it applies to Kamakani, it applies to Koloa, Poipu, all the way to the North Shore. If you see somebody hungry, please try and help them. Just even if you're only going to do it one time. One time is better than no time, because there's some we lost someone who was a figure of the Waimea town. He was known by many, and he was a good person. He fell on hard times, and now he's no longer with us. And I just don't want to see that happen, because Thanksgiving is we're supposed to be happy for the whole purpose of giving, and I want to make sure that everybody can enjoy in that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
I mean,
just
and we
really,
have we you have the ability to go help. Melissa says she's gonna make signs and post TikToks.
hmm
Awesome.
wow.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
that
Chris
our
Chris
girl,
said people stay walking already. Ah,
oh
Charlie,
oh,
you getting an early start, Charlie.
huh?
You getting an
Huh?
early start.
Oh, no wonder my shoes, my left heel stay grounded down more than the right one.
Chris is not giving up. I know the viewers here agree. Imagine these two men in positions where they can make things happen with their knowledge and experience, guided by compassion and desire to leave the community better. Bruh, Chris, you need to get to Kauai like soon. Okay. Now, dialing them up on the serious side. Melissa, please pray for my niece. She's on a ventilator. Okay,
Oh,
prayer warriors, villagers, you guys know the drill. You guys know the drill. Melissa, what is, if you don't mind, what is her first name so we can pray for her. I'm not sure.
oh, I'm so sad to hear this.
Yeah. Again, this time of year too. But so we got the prayer circle going. And
Hmm.
Chris isn't only about campaign. He's a serious guy as well. Tammy, thank you very much. Melissa, her niece is Calais, so Lord, lift Calais in prayer.
Okay.
Lay your healing hand on her, and we expect a miracle. Awesome.
Also, there's I driving home to because all the food was gone that night.
No, I never eat, bro.
I ended up having a drive-through at Jack in the Box, and we spent my lovely wife and I spent the time to just reflect on the evening's event. We saw a lot of people in a different light. It was like, the news is out that heavy burden has been lifted and everybody was all hands on deck. That's what I noticed. It seemed different. It seemed like, because everyone knows that I was part of your campaign last time you ran against now Mayor Derek Kalkam. The feeling is totally different. The momentum, that driving force behind what's taking place now, Mel, is absolutely and positively different from how it was before. And it's so warming to know that commitments made and commitments stood that night. You saw those faces that you thought never would support you, right? And they
Yeah.
were there. They were there in force. So that's the difference. That's something that I can truly say I didn't see it the last time you ran for office.
Yeah,
And I
it's a
am
whole new.
grateful, and I'm just grateful for all the helping hands, because that night was a heavy load. And Manny coming in, not only did he cook all the food, he and his lovely wife Sharon came by to partake in the festivities as well. And not only did Billy donate the smoked meat, he was there with his beautiful wife as well. So you could see how the dynamics involved, and it was just, to me, it was just phenomenal. It was a totally different, and I kept on saying it. It's a different feeling this time. It's it's so positive. There, it's not to say that we put down our guard, but it's to say that we have to embrace everybody that wants to help. Nobody should be sitting on the sideline. Hey, if you want to help, I'm gonna say to the viewers out there, going into the Thanksgiving week, if you want to help Mel to reach that peak of that mountain as our next mayor, and you want to help, by all means, contact me, contact Mel, contact anybody that you know that's associated with the campaign. Contact us, because this is a all hands on deck, and everybody's going to benefit from it, and everybody's going to get the credit as well. And if you want to help, then we want you to be on that magical ride too, so you get that feeling of accomplishment when everything is done. That's all I got to say.
Thank you, bro. Melformayor.org. You can go check it out. They got a brand new picture from the event. It's a nice picture up there. Hey, Charlie, I know we saw Brian Ingalls pop up. We haven't heard from Brian for a long time. In fact, that he was, he was battling cancer as well. But boom, 16 months cancer free. Praise God. Praise God.
Yep.
That is what we talking about, That is what we talking about. And Tammy says it. Praise God. Brian, prayers, awesome. That is like awesome news, because again, man, this village is like family. And I remember when Brian got sick. I remember when Brian went to the mainland, and Brian was not doing well for a period of time. Welcome back, and thank you for coming back on and giving us an update. Awesome stuff. Arnold Cruz, generosity overflows into others' lives. Happy Thanksgiving, Brother Mel, Patsy, and Uncle Charlie, Auntie Steph. Love you guys. Love you too, Arnold.
Yeah, we love you too.
Arnold, mahalo for providing us the parking lot lights so that we could make sure nobody had banging anybody in the parking lot at Kilohana. Mahalo, Arnold, for that. I appreciate you. Sorry, I'm going through. Hey, honey, good show, guys. Yes, we try our best.
Yep.
We try our best. Tonight is just simply, it's Thanksgiving, guys, on Thursday. So be grateful, because we are definitely blessed, and that's what tonight is all about. Hang on, Chris. Ahead of any elections results, I can see Saint Mel and Saint Charlie. Let's get it all done. And okay, all right, Chris. Okay, you need to get your okole to Kauai. Kaimana, mahalo keakua. Absolutely, Jane. Awesome. See, I've never met Brian. I don't think I met Brian. Did I? No, maybe.
We met him on air.
Yeah, on air. Yeah. He was on the show. He was a statistics guy. Remember? Holy moly, guy kept a lot of data. His data was actually pretty doggone accurate too.
Yep.
Yeah, that was awesome. Good to hear, man. I'm just happy right now. I'm just happy for Brian, and again, prayers out to Calais. Prayers out to Calais. I did want to catch a couple over here. Danielle left. Son of a gun. Talking about the Waipoli apartments that DHHL is taking over, and all of the tenants. I've gotten a couple of emails. The tenants that are there because they're not Hawaiian are going to be evicted. So they're trying to get in touch with the relocation, the people that are doing the relocation plan, and they cannot get a return call. I am working on it, Danielle. I know you had to leave, but if you watch the replay, yes, I am working on that actually quite aggressively, because when it first came out, the relocation plan that they submitted was not enough for me, and so we'll see. That is something that is contracted out. It's not part of DHHL, but DHHL is whoever buys that property. DHHL will have to relocate those tenants, put them in housing for the duration. So, yes. And Tammy, I'm just following up, catching up on it. Yes, the vibe was strong and positive. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Okay, this one, Charlie. Did you guys talk about the newly hired chief of police yet? I got here late. No, we have not. And Charlie might have more information than me on this one. Again, that is done by the police commission. So I don't know enough to comment. I will say that I was hoping that they would have selected one of our. We had one Kauai police officer that had applied, but I don't know. So I'm not going to comment one way or the other, because I don't know the credentials of the guy that they selected. I know he's born in Hawaii, moved away, and served his law enforcement career in San Diego, I believe. But yeah, all I hope is that we can turn that department around and get the morale back up. And I'm actually very disappointed that Kalani K didn't apply, because I thought Kalani K would be a good chief. But again, I'm not sure how it went down, but we do have a new police chief. I think his name is Ty. Last name is Tai. Actually, Tai Hook. He's originally from Kauai. I think I misspoke. I said Oahu, but he was an original Tai Hook, related to the Tai Hooks out there in on the North Shore. And I guess at some point he dropped the hook, and he's just a Thai now. But yeah,
Rudy Ty.
Rudy Thai. So yeah, honey, I'm sorry. I wish I had more information for you on that, but I'm sure we'll be hearing more and more. I saw some negative, some Shop was raising some concerns. I saw it on a Facebook post. So, but I'll let that play out, and then I will make a comment once I get more information on that. It's just not fair to anyone for me to comment on that.
I would like to make a comment, if I may.
Absolutely.
Okay. Since my tenure on the police commission, along with Commissioners Ernest Kanikoa, Commissioners Tom Iannucci, Commissioner Randall Francisco, Commissioner who else? Alfred Nibre, and we've all waited a year, and we reapplied our names to the boards and commission, and not one of us qualified to go back on that police commission. That kind of says something. Okay.
Charlie, you sued the county. You sued the county. Michael Cox. Happy Thanksgiving, brother.
But look what it did. Look what Blangiardi tried to do. He tried to make it where he would instill the new police chief of Honolulu. That's what the lawsuit was about.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot allow the mayor to oversee the police chief. That's what the whole lawsuit was about. It wasn't about anything else. And I made the comment, one day there will be no Darryl Perry. There will be no Bernard Cavallo. The next person's coming in, they're going to get affected if we don't correct this problem right then and there. What was so bad about that? I just wanted to make sure it didn't happen so the politics stay out of it. But now, and yeah, I did see a name on that list of the present candidates of the top 4 that was there. And I'm asking myself, why wouldn't someone who's been in the department 20 plus years, who's boots on the ground now, and he's been in a command position, be not eligible? It bothers me when you got to go look outside because the guy is a known deputy chief for that system that they have in San Diego. What about the system here on Kauai?
Yeah. No, you're right, Charlie. I mean, Chris says, I really feel now this is the time to really give homegrown officers a chance. I get the perspective of seeking the best and the brightest worldwide, but Hawaii is such a unique place. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, the commission, not the commission, it was Civil Beat that called me up and said, hey, do you think that bachelor's degree in criminal justice should be required for police chiefs? And I said, no, because I got my bachelor's degree in criminal justice when I was in my 40s, long after I left the police department. And I learned more in my 13 years in the force and in the department than I did in all the years that I went to college. So the fact that you have an applicant that is, like you said, Charlie, command position, administrative position, very familiar with the culture of this island, very familiar with the culture of the department, that should carry some weight. But so again, I don't know. I don't even know the guy they hired. I didn't see his application. I don't know what his credentials.
And do you know what's that's even funny?
Honey says, I remember when our mayor then suspended Chief Perry. That was bizarre since only the police commission can hire, fire, and suspend. Yeah, and yes, you are correct.
And
You
you
are
remember
correct.
the only Okole that everybody saw on Hawaii News Now walking the chief back to work was who's Okole? Yours truly.
Yeah.
Because
and then you
why?
and then you wonder why you're not on a police commission anymore, Charlie.
Yeah. I mean, I believe those are qualities that, hey, is useful. I see, because here's the thing that was told to me. Oh, because you weren't faithful to the mayor that appointed you and you got confirmed by the council. I says, but I don't think the mayor appointed us to be a rubber stamp, right? I don't think
No,
he appointed me to be a rubber stamp.
no, not at all.
But if my principle and conviction took me the opposite way, why blame me? I'm doing my job. I'm not a
When
rubber stamp.
when that whole thing went down, I went and got the minutes from the charter commission when when they wrote that in the charter, and it was very clear by the minutes of that meeting that they that's what they wanted. They wanted the commission to have that authority and not the mayor. They did not want to make it a political thing. So it was very clear, Charlie. You guys did the right thing. You guys did the right thing. Wes Chow and his wife Lori LC. Oh my God, worked their butts off at
Thanks
the
for the
event.
pico onion. Thanks for the pico
Oh
onion.
man, the Sabulish, Lord have mercy. Yes, Reebok raised the MQs for chief of police to a bachelor's degree. That eliminates some good candidates. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Common sense, culture, and street smarts. That's the recipe for success, Julie. That's the recipe for success. The police department should be independent from politics, commission authority in lieu of mayor's determination, keeps the integrity of law enforcement whole. That is kind of what the commissioner said when they wrote that in the charter decades ago. So it makes sense. You don't want the mayor to be in charge of the police department. It has to be with that commission, with civilians. I mean, you don't want that. You talk about a military state when you get the mayor who can call a chief and say, "Bro, go do this." No,
But brother,
no.
remember now, when and you said it, you sued the mayor. But remember, I just finished fighting for my life with open heart surgery. And I came back not fully healed, just so I could sit on that vote to take it to a vote. And it's not one person saying, hey, shall we take this and file a lawsuit? It wasn't that. I was just one of seven.
Yeah,
And so if the other six went along with me, hey, are you going to blame me for that? Did I hold a gun to everybody's head? No. It's just that, and this is how I preface my explanation to everybody. If you believe what I'm telling you, please, I ask for your support. If you don't believe, do me a favor. Do not vote with me, because I don't want to hear about it later. Vote against me. I
yeah,
clearly told everybody that. And guess what? They all voted with me. So I must
yeah,
have
yeah.
convinced.
Well, I think I mean, unless you cannot read what the charter, unless you cannot read, that was the only thing. It was a good thing that you had a commission that had a great chair in yourself, that was able to guide everybody and not threaten or anything like that. But that one's a no-brainer, really. Yeah, if you think about it. But if you would have had the same influence on the other side, if you were saying no, we're not going to do nothing, they probably would have followed your lead. So because that's just how it is. But no, that needed to be done, and it needed to be clarified, because we knew that was the intent of the charter. We knew that was that was not one that. I was just disappointed in the administration at the time that they had gone and fought it. But you know, I testified at the Charter Review Commission yesterday. They asked for me to provide input as the council chair, and I went and testified, and it seemed like I was being interrogated. So I'm not going to get into that tonight. But once the commission decides, once they decide what's going to go on the ballot for charter amendments. Charlie will do a special show just on the charter amendments so we can educate the public.
You did
Um,
that the last time.
yep,
You broke it down
yep.
and you put it very plainly, and you didn't convince one way or the other. You just state the facts, and you told them, you folks take this, digest it, because I have broken it down in plain English. You did that the last time. And I think we should do it again.
Oh, we will, because some of the things they're trying to do on this charter amendments cannot pass, in my opinion. And again, we just no more time tonight to discuss it, but I will discuss. Uncle Charlie had the courage to file a lawsuit against a sitting mayor because it was right. That conviction on the council with his election continues Mel's work for efficiency and quality as Mel becomes mayor. Oh God! Tomorrow again, man. Coconut Wireless all over the all the coffee shops tomorrow. Ah, Charlie, saying it again, man. He's gonna run.
Run, Forrest, run.
Hey, we're getting close to the 8 o'clock hour, and again, we appreciate you guys. I just want to, again, once more time, because we won't talk to you folks until after Thanksgiving. We want to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving from Mel and Uncle Charlie. Grateful today, blessed every day. Wishing you all a beautiful Thanksgiving filled with joy and love. I am looking forward to Thursday. We're going to go to my brother Gerald's house as we do every year. Have some turkey and some ham. I'm not a turkey guy, but I'm going to pound the ham and everything else that goes with the Thanksgiving dinners. But the most important thing is being with family and just sharing. You know, it's for me it's bittersweet because my kids are on the mainland. My two grandkids are on the mainland, but we will be seeing them next month. We're flying up to Texas, and we're going to spend a couple of weeks with my daughter and the two kids. My son is flying over from Oregon for Christmas, and then we will fly to Oregon and spend New Year's with him. But I'm excited, but I'm looking forward to Thursday. Haole ia ho'o mai kai. I'm assuming that is Happy Thanksgiving.
Is that
Douglas
Lord?
Moises, Happy Thanksgiving. Shelly, Kawi Cavallo, Happy Thanksgiving. Mel, Patsy, Uncle Charlie, and Auntie Steph. Mel for Mayor, Chihu. Oh, I love it. Happy Thanksgiving, Mel, Patsy, Uncle Charlie, and Auntie Steph. Tammy, thank you very much. Aloha to everyone watching, and aloha to my friends Mel and Charlie. Wishing everyone happy Thanksgiving and blessed time with Ohana this week. Yes. Charles, you want to have a few comments before we sign off?
Well, thank you, brother. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of the people of Kauai who have become our family. You have embraced both Stephanie and I on our decision to make Kauai our home. You know, being from Honolulu, there are a lot of things that we can do that you can't do here. And then from there, going to Maui, there's a lot of things you can do there that you can't do here. But one thing you can do here is just be close to your extended ohana and friends and keep them close. And I just like to say this Thanksgiving has a deeper meaning for me, that I am so grateful to all of you, for all of your prayers, for keeping, especially when Auntie got into that accident, unfortunately, some months ago, and she hasn't gone back to driving. But just thank you for always expressing your desire. Can we help? Can we go take her, go holo holo, go shopping or whatever while you're at work, Uncle? You know, I always get choked up when I think about that, because you didn't have to offer it, but you did, and that's what the love is all about. So I just want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. And if there's any time or anything that you need and Uncle's around, you know Uncle can't take whatever I have, and what little that I have, I can't take it to heaven. So I'm going to share it with everybody. Do not be afraid to call on me. Do not be afraid. Okay, and with that said, I love you all. Happy Thanksgiving.
All right, thank you, Charlie. Happy Thanksgiving to you and Auntie Steph and all your Ohana. You know, again, I mentioned the gift of gratitude a few times tonight, and what that means is you're giving the gratitude. We give the gratitude, right? So, as we approach Thursday, as we approach Thanksgiving, as we approach this holiday season, you know, take the time to thank people and give them the gift of gratitude. It doesn't cost a penny to call someone and say thank you, I love you, you know, I'm wishing you the best for this Thanksgiving holiday season. That goes so far, and you know, we just got to do more of that, just across the whole world. We got to do that, you know, and it again, it doesn't cost you anything, just to be nice and share the aloha and the love. That's my message for you all. In addition to thanking each and every one of you for your love and your aloha, for the Mel and Charlie show, and then the Coconut Wireless, which is now over 5 years. And yeah, hey, yeah, melformayor.org. Thank you, Charlie, for I'm such a horrible campaigner. I don't want to make this about me, but melformayor.org. You can go there and you can sign up to be a supporter, volunteer. You can make a donation, but more importantly is again letting people know that you love them. And as Charlie said, you know, we cannot take nothing with you, and we never know if tomorrow will come. So until the next time, guys, we love all of you, appreciate all of it. It's so nice to see some of the original villagers popping up, and connecting again, and we hope you will join us on the next one. We love you guys. Take care. God bless. And of course, again, happy Thanksgiving.